Hi everybody, and welcome to Module 4. This video is actually going to serve two purposes. It's going to actually be an announcement that I post in the, so if you're watching this in the announcements area or in the email announcements area, where you know how I give announcements in two spots, just to make sure you have access to them. If you're seeing it from there, just know it's the same video that's in the beginning of Module 4. If you're watching it from Module 4, know that it's the same video that is in the March 2nd announcement that I send out. Okay, so in this module, I thought that I would talk at you a little bit and that I would also offer illustration of what I'm saying a little bit. Okay, so I just want to make sure here, we're about halfway through the semester, and I want to make sure that you understand how to navigate through the module. I know most of you already know how to do this, but there's a few people that I think are still not doing it properly. So I thought I'm going to show you as I go through it, as I talk about the module, I'm going to show you on my little iPad here. The first thing that you want to check out is the module checklist, which I just adjusted today here on, yes, it is March 2nd. Why do I have to keep looking at my watch, but I can't remember. Here on March 2nd, I did adjust the checklist. I have made some changes. That's why this is an announcement and an opening to the module. I've made changes to Module 4 and actually the remainder of the semester. So when you open up your the module, you know, go to Homepage, Module 4. You can watch this video, and then following that is probably one of the most important organizational tools of the module, which is the checklist. It should look something like this. See that yellow framed stuff? This is what you want to make sure that you do. You will be successful if you do everything on that checklist. I believe you will be successful. If you do it by the deadline, which is usually the end of the module. Remember, if you don't know when the deadline is and you can't remember, you're worried about it, there's a great tool that gives you a global picture of everything in the class. I've included that tool in this module as well, and that is the course plan. So you should be able to click on that. It's also always available on the home page of the course. You should be able to click on that, and it's a Google Doc, and you should see these like pink and blue and weird pastel colors. And basically it, of course, tells you what, you know, when the spanning of the module. So this module goes from Monday, February 28th to Sunday, March 20th, and we have spring break right smack dab in the middle of this module. And then over here on the far side of the module entry for the course plan, it'll tell you what's due. So this Sunday, the Sunday of this module, the Sunday, March 20th, we've got Progress Video Journal 4 is due. The digital movie is due, so you want to make sure you finish that. And then I've added an assignment to the module called Upload WikiPicky. That's a wiki picture. And the Assistive Technology project is just going to go ahead and stay in this module just as it is. So make sure you can see the course plan. Now here's what several of you have done. In the beginning of the year, let's see here, course plan. Can you see it? Yeah. In the beginning of the year, you took that course plan and you printed it on paper. And you are, you know, very carefully marking off things as you go, which is great. But one thing I tell you at the top of that course plan is, you know, don't only look at the paper version. If it's updated and you're where it's updated, you've got to throw away that paper version, or at least make changes on it. Make the changes on your paper version if you want. But you have to update yours. And so this is a dynamic document, and it has changed. At the very bottom of the course plan, remember the course plan is a global picture of the class, it'll tell you all the changes I've made on it since the first day of class. I've reapportioned some points, and this week's WikiPicky assignment, which is basically having you upload a picture to the university wiki system, so that when you're doing your GroupIts work, you can actually see the people that are making the posts. You can see a picture of them. That is an additional assignment. It's kind of an assignment that I think will help us as we move forward with the GroupIts. You want to do that. Those 5 points for that assignment came from an assignment I canceled earlier in the semester. So read the course plan for more details. I don't want to bog it down in the video here, where all these points come from. There were points that I needed to put somewhere, and I think it's very valuable for you guys to put a picture up in the wiki. And that's a good intermediary activity before we start the GroupIts in the module after spring break. I'll get back to the GroupIts in just a second. But if you're looking at the course plan, you know I've moved them. This week you do have an assignment, the Assistive Technology Project. You're going to explore technologies that enable students who might not otherwise be able to do certain things. They are enabling technologies. They give access to students and people who might have disabilities that prevent their just doing certain things that a lot of folks just take for granted. So keep an open mind, and I hope you enjoy the resources that you explore. You're going to actually do a little sort of report using a tool called Glogster. If you're sick and tired of Glogster, maybe you're seeing it in other classes and everybody's using it to death, then you have another option for how you present. So go check out that assignment. Speaking of that, this is one of the reasons why I've got my handy little iPad so I can show you. I'm clicking on the Assignment Assistive Technology Project. This is some basic web navigation, so basic web navigation principle. So I'm inside the Dropbox, right? Here's the Assistive Technology Project instructions. By now you probably know that I hyperlink these instructions to an outside wiki. Now something that happens sometimes is people they'll click on those instructions and then they're out of the Dropbox and they can't get back to their Dropbox. Let's see what happens. I think in an iPad it would actually open a new window. No? That's what it does. It does not open a new window. So you can still see the Dropbox. So you can still see the module links on the side. But how do I get back to where I was? Well, I think on a Mac you can do this too. You should be able to hit the backspace key on your computer, and it will go back into that Dropbox. I may be able to hit the back button on my browser. I'm not sure if that'll work to get back into the. Yeah, that did work too. Okay, so you can use the back key to get back. Some people have gotten confused by that. But one other thing you can do, I bet you know this, if you haven't tried this, you just forgot, is you can click on the link, you can right-click it if you're a Windows user, and open this link in a new window. I can't set it to do that because it's in the Dropbox, and I don't have the HTML skills to do that. I'm sure I could figure it out maybe. But normally, like in a wiki or in a website, I can make a link so that it pops up in a new window. But I haven't figured out how to do it in the Dropbox. It may be really simple. But you can do that. You have that power. If you want to access those instructions somewhere else and still have your Dropbox in this window, you can right-click it. On a Mac, I think it's Apple. I forgot what it is. You'll have to tell me. If you need to know, I can check on my Mac. I forgot what it is because I don't use Macs very often. But it's is it Apple Control? Anyway, it's the equivalent of right-clicking on a Mac, and I'll just kind of show you. So I can actually open that link in a new page. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to open it in a new page, and then I still have my Dropbox there. So don't let navigating the course get you lost. You need to be, savvy about where you're navigating. It's pretty well organized. There's a lot of information, and yes, it does span across a lot of tools. Blackboard. We've got a few things on Google Docs. We've got several wikis in the class. But there is a good structure here, and you have to stay on top of making sure that you're navigating to the best of your ability so that you're getting where you need to go and getting done what you need to get done. Okay, so there's going to be a progress video journal at the end of this module. Again, the digital movie assignment is due at the end of this module, and you do want to get your picture uploaded to the university wiki system, not the wiki that you made for the class, but for the university wiki system where we're doing the GroupX work. You want a picture uploaded there. I've created a tutorial to show you how to do that if you don't know how to do it. You basically go in your dashboard into the settings, and you browse to a picture on your computer. You can crop it and you save it in there. It takes just a couple minutes. It's just like doing it on Facebook or something. So you want to go in there, add a picture so we can add some community, just add another dimension to the community there. One last thing, looking at my notes to make sure that I've covered everything I wanted to say. One last thing. So I've looked at the GroupX work, and I was pleased to see that there were a lot of groups that did very well with it. In fact, I'll do a little shout out to Group 2 if you just want to look at an example of groups that did a pretty good job of working together, if not a bang-up job. Group 2 did really well. Group 6, Group 9, and I don't have my second page handy. No. There it is. Group 9 and Group 12, the speech language pathology group, did very well. The other groups kind of struggled with, I think part of the struggle is, you know, what do? I don't know if I should post or not. But what you have to do in online group work, and I'm not a person, like in a face-to-face class, I am not the first person to talk. In fact, I was a very quiet student, and I still am in a face-to-face setting. I sit there and I process and I listen to what people say. That's the way I am. But, so my nature is not to be the first one to start anything up in a group discussion kind of thing. Just by nature, that's the way I've not ever been. But I've learned that you just have to kind of jump in there, and you have to take the initiative. And I know that all of you can do that, should you choose to. You just jump in, get it going, because you just don't have a lot of time. And in a group setting, you have no time to wait for other people to do things. And a lot of the time, if you just break the ice with it and start modeling for your peers, they'll jump in right after you. Over this module, Module 4, I am going to be tightening up the Group It's assignments. I have pushed them back. You were going to be doing them right now in Module 4, but I've pushed them back. We're going to do in Module 5, 6, and 7 now. So push them back by a module. I also thought that because I've done this in the past with these extensive, detailed group projects, I thought that it would be more beneficial to just stop all group work during spring break. I found that the spring break throws it off and causes more problems than anything else. So let's just do assignments that are individual in nature. This module, don't worry about having discussions with anybody. No Group It 2 stuff. That is Module 5 work. And that will be posted shortly. In fact, you can go watch it evolve. Right now, you can kind of get a hint at what, basically you and your group mates are going to you're going to work together, and you're going to locate a unit plan online that's already been made. You can locate a fabulous unit plan if you want. It can be a very well done one. You're going to use your skills of critiquing to figure out, you know, if it's a bad plan, you're going to make it a lot better. If it's a really good plan, then you're going to tweak it for your particular audience. So you're going to just take a plan that already exists, unit plan, and then you're going to kind of translate it into something for your Georgia student audience. And if you want to see the template for that plan, it's kind of evolving. There's a new version I'm working on. But if you go to group 1 of the main page of K-12 Textures, and you look at the Group It 1, 2, 3 page, that's basically the template that everybody's going to be working on across Group It's 2, 3, and 4. You're going to use the Understanding by Design template, and you're just going to build a plan. But we're going to do it through structured discussions, which I'm building. I'm going to provide those for you. I'm going to actually provide little prompts in the discussion tab that you can respond to as a part of each sort of Group It experience. So Group 2 is going to have like maybe four little prompts that I want to make sure that you all respond to make sure that you're thinking about the right kinds of things for stage 1 of the Understanding by Design process. You know, Group 2 will have 3 or 4 prompts that relate to the stage 2 of the Understanding by Design. And right now I'm also preparing a few more materials to sort of support you as you go through it. I mean, this class does not go in depth at all with Understanding by Design. It's very shallow, right on the surface kind of stuff. And if you're interested in learning more about the underpinnings of Understanding by Design, access that book that you read a couple modules ago, the Understanding by Design book. Read that, and it will take you a while, and you might want to reread it after you've read it the first time. It's very good. I find it to be kind of, I have to be in a quiet place when I read it, and I can't read more than about a chapter a day. It gives you a lot to think about. It's a really good framework, and it's a very thoughtful way to plan lessons, and the whole point is to try to make your designs increase student learning. So that's kind of looking ahead. I hope I've given you a good idea of what's going on, and I hope you enjoy Module 4 and your spring break. Thank you.